Hello everyone, it's Carl here. Time for another round of KP drama review, Korean period dramas, the kind that I really like. After finishing Bboori Gipeun Namoo, The Tree with Deep Roots, a while ago, actually, I've been meaning to put out my little review of it, and finally I'm getting around to it, so here it is. Bboori Gipeun Namoo, Deep-Rooted Tree, is the story of the creation of the Hangul alphabet and the political intrigue that surrounded it. It is based on a novel. I'm not entirely certain how historically accurate all of it is, but it is at least based on an actual historical event, the creation of Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet, a alphabet usable by the common people as opposed to the Chinese characters Hanja, which at the time were pretty much the limited to the elite. The average worker was not able to read and write, and the creation of Hangul allowed that, even though Hangul did not become the I think official language, official alphabet until much later. It did begin to be put into use. Anyway, talking about Bboori Gipeun Namoo, it centers on the character Dolbok, or Kang Chae-yoon, who is a young man who we see towards the beginning eventually, or towards the beginning at the start, that he's got a grudge with the king, and it's his attempts to get close to the king to avenge things he felt were wrong, and then surrounding all this is a number of political intrigues with the king and with the scholars, and it just becomes a very complicated mess of alliances and betrayals and switches, and it is a lot of fun. Let me say first off that it's an amazingly emotionally effective series. The first episode had me bawling 3 separate times, and not every episode it was that emotional level of attachment, but throughout there were a number of instances that just really got to me and affected me on a very strong, deep level, and that was pretty impressive. I was very pleased with that. In addition to the excitement of all the intrigue and the political switching and turning and martial arts, it had great fight scenes on top of that. Suitably peppered moments of levity as well. A lot of pretty typical Asian comic relief characters peppered throughout, with their huge expressions and kind of foolish demeanor. I could tell that there are a number of characters that was their purpose, but yeah, it all fit well. It never felt unnatural, really, which was fantastic. Let me tell you, I have an interesting 3 degrees of separation from the star, Jung Hyuk, who plays Dolbok, or Kang Chae-yoon. My boss has a cousin who is a roommate to Jung Hyuk, so I'm 1, 2, 3 degrees separated from the main protagonist of the series, which is kind of cool. Other stars, there is Han Suk-kyu, who plays the king, Lee-do, and Shin Se-kyung, who plays Su-yi, or Dami, the love interest of our main protagonist. And then the kind of what ends up being the major antagonist, Yoon Jae-moon, who plays Jung Ki-jun, or the Hidden Root, leader of the scholar faction. And one other that is not really a major character, but I really enjoyed, Jo Jin-ung, who plays Moo Hyul, the guardian to the king. It's a pretty simple stoic role, but I was just really impressed. I really enjoyed him in his role as well. I would definitely suggest this to anyone who is interested in Korean period dramas. It has just about everything. Like I say, it's got deep emotional stuff. It's got political intrigue, excitement, action, comedy, romance. It covers all the bases and covers them well. It doesn't feel stretched. The one thing that does occasionally get stretched is the cliffhangers that seem to be overly convoluted conjunctions at the end of an episode. Like you've got 3, maybe even 4 at times, forces converging at one spot in this moderately contrived way to create a huge cliffhanger. You know, instead of just kind of one exciting thing coming up, possibility coming, you end up with like 3 different factions coming to one spot at one moment for completely different reasons, and you know, there's times where it seems a bit overly contrived, but not too much so, and it definitely makes up for that with the rest of its realism and effectiveness. I won't spoil it, but I will tell you it is a drama. It's not a comedy as far as the way things turn out. Unlike Sung Kyun Kwan Scandal, where everything, you know, ends up like you expect a comedy to, this one kind of ends up the way you expect a drama to, and I'll leave it at that. I will say that the epilogue to the last episode seemed a little long to me. Once everything was basically tied up, there's a long stretch, about 15 minutes, I think, of the story continuing, when I think they could have either tied all that up a little quicker or just kind of ended it without that epilogue. But I guess they, just as they have a very long lead-in with at the beginning of the series, with a flashback of a few episodes, I guess they have to kind of tie that at the end to also kind of lead out with a little bit longer time than just a simple cutoff. So, oh well, not a major complaint by any stretch, but it was something I felt at the time when I finally saw that last episode. So, there you go. That's my review of Bboori Gipeun Namoo, the deep-rooted tree with deep roots. And I am currently moving into Hare Bumundar, I think. Did I say that? The Moon That Embraces the Sun, which is one that a lot of people have suggested to me, and I'm enjoying so far. So once that one's finished up and I get around to coming up with a review for that one, we'll have another one of these. So, right, that was today's KP drama review. I hope you enjoyed it, and check out Bboori Gipeun Namoo. Later.